So what were you doing 20 years ago? Bell? Kay, what were you doing 20 years ago?
Let's see. Living in Atlanta.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the specific day.
Were you like, did you have a job or you just wandering the streets?
I was doing record promotion.
Record promotions, all right. And it's funny, as I said that, I see Ken lean back, right? And he's just like it's Cheech and Chong going, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, what were you doing, Ken?
I had just moved to Boise, Idaho.
Oh, tell me at the Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, I moved to Boise, Idaho, which was great because we had my family's first foray into the West was New Mexico, which I freaking loved. But then we came back to the South, worked for about 3.5 years in Little Rock, Arkansas. Then a buddy of mine who I'd worked with in Albuquerque became the PD there in Boise. He brought me up to Boise. I was back in the West, back in the mountains. And then came the winters.
Oh.
And I immediately wanted to come back to the South.
There you go.
But loved my time in Boise. Great people and just beautiful up there.
20 years ago.
Yep.
Doing voiceovers, doing stuff, working with my uncle.
Were you in
out.
Arizona? Where were you?
I was in California. Sitting around. And this took place 20 years ago. You probably think, what the hell are you talking about? I'm going to tell you, culturally, I don't know too many things that have had a bigger impact culturally than this.
All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. And the cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
That's all there is to say. Jaweed Kareem right there. Jaweed Kareem and his friends started a little dating company that didn't work very well, but everybody liked uploading videos to their stuff, so they said, screw it, let's call it something else. How about YouTube? And name me something that has had a cultural impact like YouTube. We can even go back a few months. I will tell you right now, what put Donald Trump over the proverbial hump, I think, with a lot of voters, and finished off Kamala? He went on YouTube with Joe Rogan. She didn't. That's the kind of influence this thing. That was, hey, just a bunch of people, let's go load some videos up. And they did. And now, do you even have a television?
I have cable, but I spend the enormous majority of my time watching YouTube versus television.
Yep. The average person now, Gen Z in particular, never grown up with TV in the home the way that it is outside of a smart television. And they watch a vast majority of their stuff on phones. 70% of stuff viewed is on the phones. And it's YouTube. It changed everything. It's changed politics. It's changed healthcare. By the way, it has changed the way that we consume knowledge. How many, Ken, you and I talk about it all the time. Where you get all your greats, you go to TikTok, you go to YouTube to get all your best food. I'm going to try this. I'm going to do that.
Yep.
It changed.
You need to fix your car. You look up a video to see if you're doing it right.
Appendix. You want to get your appendix out? Let me show you how you do it.
Exactly.
I mean, it has changed everything. And I don't think people realize the cultural powerhouse it became. Second biggest, by the way, search engine.
And if you want to watch somebody else play video games, YouTube.
Yeah. All the other stuff that you see, like Facebook came and you're like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like Facebook, but Friendster, MySpace, but YouTube came along and it became something different because Friendster and MySpace, it was kind of about you and your friends and that. This was, hey, I can watch somebody around the world do something ridiculous. I love it. Where before, if I wanted to see something ridiculous, I had to watch America's Funniest Home Videos, and the kids always won crap. And quite frankly, they were never the funniest.
Dudes, YouTube has literally saved me money.
Yes.
Because I have watched how-to videos that I used to pay somebody else to do.
Oh, completely.
That's how he had his appendix out. He did it himself.
When somebody said YouTube changed church, it absolutely did.
Oh, that's actually very true.
It changed church in a way that we consume it. Young people are able, like we found a church we kind of like here and there, but my wife and I, we wake up Sunday mornings, we turn on 2819, which is out of Atlanta. Philip Anthony Michael. I want to say Philip Michael Hall, but I think that was the guy that was actually in Miami Vice, and I don't think he hosts church. It is awesome.
Amazing, though, because now churches, instead of just being the in-person event that services are, literally now, just like you said, you wake up in the morning, you can turn on your favorite service.
You can. And not only that, but you can consume that service whenever you want. If I have something to do or I'm busy or something, I can come back and I can watch that Sunday afternoon. I could watch that Tuesday night. I could watch a podcast. I can consume Bible in ways that are different. I can hear theologians like Wes Huff and other people sit down and have conversations about the Bible going down. I mean, it is crazy. I watch, as a kid growing up, the only place for my buddy and I to ever get soccer magazines, we had to go to this place called South Coast Plaza in Southern California. Very well-to-do place. And they only ever had like Italian and French soccer magazines. Once in a while, they have an English one. But just to get any kind of understanding what was going on, I could turn on YouTube now. I could watch everything I ever want with soccer, see things, train, do stuff. It's nuts. It really is. It really is. I mean, was it my 19-year-old has learned so much from YouTube Academy? Oh, totally.
It's like the soccer teams have their own channel. The soccer players have their own channels.
Yeah.
It's you no longer are confined to simply watching the game. You can watch practice plays. You can watch content from the players themselves. I mean, it's opened up a world that just didn't exist before.
You can train. You can learn. Somebody just said my son became a mechanic. Philip Michael Thomas, thank you very much for that. $75.99. But you can train to become he said, my train to become a mechanic. Yeah, you can learn stuff that you never, ever could have ever thought about outside of going somewhere, picking out a book, checking it out, learning, but not really seeing how it's done, just seeing a diagram.
Hey, I've already spoken to Ken that if I ever need my appendix out, he's doing it.
Oh, yeah. I've got a real sharp butter knife and one glove.
How's that working?
Well, I'm waiting for my first.
I told him I wasn't too worried.
You're waiting for your first patient?
Waiting for my first patient. Almost said customer.
But, somebody said something about COVID. Yes, there's disinformation, there's wackiness. Where else would I learn about how flat the earth is? How else can I learn that the Jews did 9/11?
Yeah.
I didn't say everything on there was great. I just said culturally it was all relevant. But think about the influence it has.
Also, think about it in terms of war. We see things now that we never had the capacity to see in the past. And Vietnam was the first quote-unquote television war. YouTube's got that beat.
Oh, it's got that beat. I mean, these people you can follow around anybody anywhere in the front line. They're downloading, they're uploading, they're putting it everywhere. You can see. It is amazing. And that, yes, during COVID, there was a lot of stuff going on. And now that we found out there's a lot of pressure from the administration and whatnot. But it is, you look at all of the stuff that you can do, the good, the bad, the interesting as well. Like some of the things we're going to play today, because we're going to play some of the greatest hits. You and I were laughing about, some of the ones.
Linda.
Think about this.
Linda.
These are things we would never have seen. And the local newscast, too. The stuff that are bloopers or the things that happen on local newscasts that you would never learn about, you can see them now. I mean, yes, we're going to play Antoine.
It would never even be in your realm to discover.
No.
Because, you don't live in you live in Frankfort, Kentucky, not San Diego, California.
Exactly.
But now it doesn't matter where you live.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't anywhere in the world. I was watching stuff today. Here's another perfect example. I wake up in the morning early. You guys know that. What do I watch? I watch British television in the morning as I'm doing my show, or Australian TV live. It's crazy. All brought to you. Yes, the internet's a huge part of it, but they're culturally the power that this has, and it has brought us all kinds of stuff. Yes, there's some indifferent stuff. Yes, there's some nastiness out there, but the brilliance, the amazing, the funny, the influential. If it wasn't for YouTube, does anybody even know who the first influencers were? They were people on YouTube that didn't even know they were influencers. They had no idea. They were just doing stuff. They're like, hey, we're having fun. I'm uploading videos. It turned your neighbor into a star that you didn't know about. You're like, I didn't know Jim could juggle and do that. Well, Jim's making money. Somebody just said they make a ton of money on YouTube. You're not flat Earth. I'm not flat Earth. I'm just saying flat Earth is out there. That was the first one they tried to get rid of, is some of that flat Earth. Somebody said they learned sign language on YouTube. Lesson planning. It's a lot of stuff. D's nuts. I mean, come on.
Life would have been so much less enjoyable without these nuts.
By the way, I went and found it today. And it was because it is everything. Daddy. Yeah. Did you get something today? What? These nuts. It is just oh, here we go.
Did some kind in the mail today? Oh, cause some came in the mail today. These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Oh, Lord. These nuts. Oh, my goodness me. Talk more about just the influence, but think about the politics. Think about the debates, good, bad, indifferent, wild. Think about things that we can't even fathom the amount of stuff that's going on. I'm going to break down some of the wacky stuff out there. We're going to give you who the biggest influences are, you'd be surprised. I bet most of you don't even know who some of the biggest, not quote influencers, but the channels are, which is incredible. And it's awesome.